and graduated a school for the gifted children in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, 1980. 3 years later, he graduated with a bachelor's degree in English from the University of Michigan and followed by a degree in physics. To his dismay, he discovered that the same year, his undergraduate research of the properties of thermocouples, a technology used for identifying the difference between electrical conductors, had been used for weaponry such as missile guidance systems. He wrote in a magazine interview saying that he thought that he was doing pure research, and it turned out that it wasn't quite so pure. He had a crisis of conscience and spent a year kind of thinking of not just doing anything, and decided that the only thing that he really enjoyed was making movies for fun. His return to his first love birthed the creation of Milestone Media in 1993 with his three partners, Dennis Howman, Michael Davis, and Derek T. Dingle. The leading philosophy of Milestone Media are as follows, quote, "If you do a black character or a female character or an Asian character, then they are just that character. They represent that race or that sex, and they can be interesting because all they do is represent an entire block of people. You know, Superman isn't all white people, and neither is Lex Luthor. We knew we had to represent a range of characters with each ethnic group, which means we can't do just one book. We have to do a series of books. We have to represent a view of the world that's wider than the world that we've seen before." In the same year, Milestone debuted African-American characters such as Static, Icon, and Hardware, the Asian American Zombie, and the multi-ethnic superhero group called the Blessed Syndicate, through a distribution deal with DC Comics, the second largest comic book company in America. 7 years later, in 2000, Ohio's primary newsletter publication described Milestone Media as, quote, "the industry's most successful minority-owned and operated comic company." That same year, Warner Brothers Animation produced Static Shock, a cartoon based on the Milestone character that ran for 4 years from 2000 to 2004. For people who don't know anything about cartoons, is that they're the most expensive entertainment that you can make. And 4 years is incredible. They give you 1 year just to test out the waters. The second year, that means the producers like you. 3 years, that means the people like you. 4 years is 4 seasons is a victory lap. I said years, I meant seasons, right? So, at this time, McDuffie wasn't a producer, so they hired him to write 11 out of the 42 episodes. He was later brought on to Cartoon Network's flagship series, The Justice League, which was, I'm pretty sure everybody is aware of what The Justice League is brought up, like DC's biggest flagship series with all of their main superheroes, with Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, all the big hitters, right? They brought him on to write for that. For his series, The Justice League, and its sequel, Justice League Unlimited, which he wrote and produced 69 out of the 91 episodes from 2001 to 2006. He continued producing cartoons for Cartoon Network, and helped continue their other flagship series, Ben 10, Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, and Omniverse up until his untimely death in 2011 due to complications from an emergency heart surgery. This news event mirrors the end of this paragraph. It was abrupt. Nobody was really expecting it. He passed at 49. Wow. The stories McDuffie told were seen from thousands on paper to millions on television screens across America in his lifetime, which makes me want to talk about McDuffie for this Black History presentation. What made me want to talk about this is because I see that he understands the power of that storytelling, and how it can impact the minds of the audience. He uses that power to show people who can identify with his message a voice that cannot be expressed through conversation. It gives people who oppose his idea a window to understand a perspective that's alien to them. He takes his knowledge of the subject matters and filters through a narrative And at the end of the process, he has wisdom packaged in a 90-minute movie, a 22-minute television episode, or a 15-page comic book issue. As the final Sunday for Black History Month, I'll end it with a quote by McDuffie. You don't feel as real if you don't see yourself reflected in media. There's something powerful about seeing yourself represented.
Amen. Amen. All right.